Welcome back, Lumberjacks, to Part 3 of Financing Your Education, Understanding, Planning, and Financing Your Journey at NAU. Throughout these modules, you have been introduced to two departments that have a large impact on the process of financing your education: Student and Departmental Account Services and the Office of Scholarships and Financial Aid. In this chart, you can see the difference between the responsibilities of these departments. Student accounts is responsible for things such as billing, making payments on your bill, direct deposits, and the refunding process, while the Office of Scholarships and Financial Aid is responsible for applying for aid and all the aid types that you can receive, such as scholarships, grants, and loans. An important part of the student experience at NAU is understanding the importance of your student's Louie account. Inside the Louie account, students will receive notification of additional action items from various departments on campus that could impact your financial aid or other processes. Students can access these additional to-do list items by logging into their Louie account and clicking on Tasks. Students need to make sure that all tasks are completed on their to-do list. Failure to do so can impact your financial aid eligibility or even prevent your financial aid from dispersing to your account until they have been completed. This can result in additional late fees being charged to your account for a delayed payment. Inside the student's to-do list, they will be able to click into each of their tasks to see a more detailed description of your request. In this example, it shows a parent income verification form that is being requested and details out where to find the form and how to submit it. One of the to-do list items that students may see on their accounts is regarding financial aid verification. Verification is a federal review process required to confirm the accuracy of information reported on the free application for federal student aid. Students selected for the 2024-2025 verification may be required to submit a combination of verification forms and their 2022 tax return documentation. Not all students will be selected for verification, but if they are, the student's specific requirements, including where and how to submit the documentation, will be shown on their Louie to-do list. For more information on NAU's verification policy and process, visit the QR code here. Now let's talk about first-time loan borrowers. Any student who plans to take out a loan for the upcoming academic year are required to complete additional tasks after the loan has been accepted. These requirements are the loan entrance counseling and the master promissory note. Both of these can be found on the student's Louie to-do list and then can be electronically completed through the federal aid website, studentaid.gov. These should take roughly 30 minutes to complete. The loan entrance counseling ensures that you understand the terms and conditions of your loan and your rights and responsibilities. You'll learn what a loan is, how interest works, your options for repayment, and how to avoid delinquency and default. When you're finished, a record of your completion will be sent to the schools you've selected, and then you can receive your additional loan funding. On the other hand, the master promissory note is you officially signing off on the loan and accepting fiscal responsibility for that loan. There are many ways to cover the cost of college, one of the most common being through loans. There are a few different kinds of loans to consider when choosing how to pay for college. The main loans that are offered to undergraduate students will be the direct subsidized and direct unsubsidized loans. Both of these loans are offered in the student's name, and the student is not required to begin making payments on them until 6 months after the student graduates or stops attending university. The main difference between these two loans is the subsidized loan requires that the student have federal financial need in order to be offered. Because of this financial need eligibility, the U.S. Department of Education pays the interest on this loan while the student is enrolled at least half time in school, meaning that this loan will stay the same value when you graduate as the day you took it out. The unsubsidized loan also does not require students to make payments until 6 months after they graduate. However, the student is responsible to pay the interest that accrues while the student is still in school. Students can choose to pay these loans and accrued interest while enrolled in school, or can wait until 6 months after they graduate. Outside of federal direct loans, students have two additional options for loan funding to assist in their educational expenses. These additional offers are the private loans and the Parent Plus loan. Private loans would be offered to the student directly from various lenders where their interest rates and APR can vary. These loans are also subject to credit approval based on the lending institution's requirements. NAU does not have a written preferred lender arrangement with any lender, and students have the option to choose their own lender. Check out our website for additional resources to help you identify the additional loan lenders available to you. The last type of loan that can be offered is the Parent Plus loan. The Plus loan is a loan that is applied for by the parent, and they can be approved for additional loan funding in their name to help cover the remaining costs of attendance. This loan does require a separate application and is based on the parent's credit approval. If a student decides that they would like to take out one of the loans from the financial aid offer, they will be able to do that on their Louie account. You can navigate to your financial aid tab in Louie and then click on 2024-2025 awards. From there, you will be able to accept or decline any of the direct loans that are offered to you. As a reminder, once you accept one of these loans, you will be prompted to complete the additional requirements on your Louie account, the entrance counseling and master promissory note, before the funding can disperse. The F&A, or the Financial Needs Analysis Form, is a key part of a student's tribal scholarship application and must be completed each semester or academic year, depending on a student's tribe or tribal organization. These can be used by a tribe or tribal nation to determine a student's eligibility for their scholarships and/or grant funding. The needs analysis contains information on a student's cost of attendance and resources for the corresponding academic year or semester. Keep in mind, most tribes require a FAFSA to be submitted to allow students to apply for their funding. Students should submit their FNAs with the Students section completed to the Office of Scholarships and Financial Aid at scholarships@nau.edu.
In Module 2, we took a brief look at the Title IV authorization to-do list item. It is important to remember that the U.S. Department of Education has regulations that determine what kinds of charges federal awards can apply to on a student's account. Common Title IV funds include the federal Pell Grant, the direct subsidized and unsubsidized loans, Parent Plus loans, and Teach Grants. Title IV financial aid will automatically pay a student's current year institutional charges first. For this policy, institutional charges are considered mandatory tuition and tuition-related fees, housing charges provided by NAU Campus Living, and meal plan charges provided by campus dining services. Students may not opt out of paying these charges or change the order of how they are paid. You can grant Title IV authorization within the to-do list item. Title IV authorization allows you to grant permission for these awards to apply to some department charges, such as your transportation fee for the current academic year. It will also allow up to $200 to apply to past academic year charges. An academic year starts in the fall to spring and ends in summer. The next fall is a new academic year. It's important to know that providing authorization will not guarantee that all charges will be paid if you receive a refund. Even with authorization, the tuition payment plan service fees for automatic enrollment and self-enroll, as well as late fees, are not paid. We recommend always checking your account after aid disperses to make sure all charges have been paid. In Module 2, we also looked at information about direct deposit and refunds. To refresh, students have two options when receiving a refund, either as a paper check or with direct deposit. Direct deposit is the fastest, easiest, and most secure way to receive a refund. Once the refund has been issued, you can receive a direct deposit within 2 to 3 business days in your bank account. Paper checks, on the other hand, can take up to 7 to 10 business days to be received. Paper checks are the default option if there is no direct deposit information on file. If you choose not to set up direct deposit, it is even more important to make sure that your address information stays up to date on your account. You can set up direct deposit either by selecting direct deposit from the to-do list item, or you can go into the financial account tile and select direct deposit from the left menu. You'll need your bank account and routing number to get started. Common causes for a refund to happen are if a student has more financial aid awards than they have eligible NAU charges, excess financial aid funds are sent to the students, or parents who borrow the PLUS loan. Another common reason is if students withdraw or drop classes they have paid for within a certain period. They may be eligible for a refund. Each class session has a tuition refund deadline. More information about tuition refunds can be found on our website by following the QR code. Parent Plus loan refunds are sent as a check to the parent's information from the Plus loan application. Parents also have the option to designate a refund from the Plus loan to be sent to the student, and from there it will follow the student's information for either direct deposit or paper check.
Now, let's talk about holds. Failure to submit required documentation in the to-do list can lead to the placement of various holds on a student's account. These holds can impact the disbursement of financial aid or the ability to enroll in courses. These can be visible on the to-do list and include a description of the hold and the specific instructions on how to resolve that hold. In these screenshots, you can see the examples of the MMR vaccination and need ability to benefit holds that we will talk about next. The Department of Education requires that all students who are receiving federal financial aid to be qualified to study at a collegiate level. Students are required to submit one of the following documents to NAU admissions to show their ability to benefit. This can include your official final high school transcript with your post-graduation date, a GED certification, or a recognized homeschool credential. If this hold is not resolved, it will impact the disbursement of your financial aid or scholarships in a timely manner. Next, we will talk about the MMR vaccine hold. All new and transfer students are required to provide proof of immunity to the measles, mumps, and rubella, better known as MMR. You may obtain a copy of the official immunization record from your healthcare provider, health department, high school, or previous university. The MMR vaccine is available on a walk-in basis for a fee at Campus Medical Services. Since this is an Arizona Board of Regent requirement, students cannot receive any of their state aid until this has been resolved.
Unpaid charges can result in holds and late fees. A financial hold will be placed on all accounts where the balance is 14 days or more past due. Students with a financial hold may not be able to register for classes, receive refunds, obtain official transcripts, diplomas, or certificates of degree. It's important to regularly check your account to make sure you're staying on track with paying your charges on time. When talking about past due balances, we also must talk about late fees. Late fees are applied to the account monthly for charges that have become 30 days or more past due. It's important to keep in mind that before the 30 days, unpaid tuition can have more urgent consequences. It can result in automatic enrollment into the tuition payment plan that comes with a $150 deferred payment fee, or be eligible to be dropped from classes for the summer and winter terms. The amount of the monthly late fee depends on the amount of the past due balance. For example here, if your past due balance was $150, the late fee would be $25 per month. For more information about past due accounts, you can visit our website by following the QR code. The next hold we'll take a look at is the no refund SAZ wash hold. If a student changes their schedule during the first 2 weeks of a semester and produces a credit, a hold preventing refunds will be automatically applied. The student will see this as an SAZ wash hold on their task tile. This hold is added with the anticipation that the student may still be making changes to their schedule, and further changes to enrollment may be made. Adding and dropping classes can increase and decrease the cost of tuition. If tuition has previously been paid, a drop in classes can result in a credit that will try to refund. If a refund were sent out and the student adds more classes, the money for those classes will no longer be on the account. Without the hold, a student may end up owing a balance and no longer have the funds on the account to pay it. Remember, unpaid tuition can result in automatic enrollment of the tuition payment plan or unenrollment from classes. This hold is automatically removed after the tuition refund deadline for the semester. Students with this hold can either wait till the 100% tuition refund date to receive their refund, or if you're done making changes to your schedule, you can email sdas@nau.edu from your NAU email address requesting the hold be removed. Be sure to include in the email a confirmation that you've completed making changes to your schedule and request the hold be reviewed for removal. Make sure your schedule is complete because you will be responsible for any charges if you make additional enrollment changes. Your NAU email is the official form of communication with the university. Check your email regularly for important notifications from departments such as the Office of Scholarships and Financial Aid and Student and Departmental Account Services. This is also the best way to communicate with departments so that your identity can be verified and the communications are secure. If a parent or guardian has a FERPA release, account-specific details cannot be sent to their non-NAU email address. The email response will be sent to the student to share. Someone with a FERPA release, however, can still call or come in person to discuss the account. As mentioned in Module 2, real-time communications are sent to the student when new charges are added, become past due, a monthly e-bill is generated, or if a refund has been issued. Parents will only receive the monthly e-bill notifications if they've been added as an authorized payer. If someone is helping you to pay, it's important to keep them informed about your account because you, the student, are considered the primary account holder. We reviewed a lot of information with these modules. You can find all of that information and more on our websites. Take a moment to follow the QR codes and become familiar with the resources on our sites. Thank you so much for taking the time to learn about your account. By regularly checking your account, reviewing your to-do list items and holds, and completing action items on time, you'll be on your way to successfully managing your university finances. Please feel free to reach out to our offices if you have any questions. We're here to support you on your journey. Thank you.